Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all let me know if y'all can hear me now? Because Amazon may have failed me with this mic. You still can't hear me? I don't know what is going on. I said all that. Can y'all hear me? You can hear me? I am Princess 25. Can you hear me now?
Hey, can anybody hear you?
I am Princess 25. Did you say yes because you can hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Awesome. Thank goodness. Alrighty. I'm sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. I've got this little mic here and apparently it's not working, so I apologize. And thank you for being here. And I'll kind of start that over because I know all y'all saw was my lips moving and nothing really coming out. So thank you again for being here. I'm Dawn Michelle. This is the Sunday setup. I'm sorry for those technical difficulties, but this is our first show. We're going to get it together. So I want to say a few housekeeping items while I have you here. I'll probably go over this every Sunday. Just a little disclaimer. We are here. It's a safe space for all. I'm only here for positively and good vibes. So if you're not about that good vibe life, this might not be the place, but we want to offer those good vibes and vibrations for everyone that are here. So I am excited to be partnering with SwagHer Magazine as a media correspondent and bringing you some interesting and entertaining and informative content every Sunday. So I'll be here Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So for those who don't know me, again, I am Dawn Michelle. Thank you, I'm Princess. Yes, good vibes only. You know, I'm all about celebrating us. So thank you for pointing that out. Again, I'm Dawn Michelle. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm a Philly native, but I kind of grew up in my 20s and 30s in New York City. And the Atlanta area is now my home, so I enjoy it here. I'm a wife, I'm a bonus mom, I'm a whole bunch of things. I work in the HR profession, I'm a wedding and event coordinator, and I bake, plus modeling, a whole host of other things, voiceovers. I even was the assistant director of a unreleased independent film once, but that was fun. I could say I did it. So I enjoyed trying new things because you never know what's going to stick and you need to find your passion. So I know you're wondering, what is the Sunday setup? What are you going to get when you come here? So I wanted to take this time to look back on the week that we just had. Like, how was your week? Was your week great? Mine had a couple of bumps in the road, but I made it through. So I want to reflect on my week that I just had and prepare myself, set myself up for what should be a positive week ahead. So we're here to talk about what we can do to get our minds right for the week ahead. What can we do to prepare ourselves for the week ahead? So that is why I'm here with the Sunday setup. We'll also talk about a little bit of what's in the news, and I'll try to give you a little tip every Sunday that you can take with you into your week and pass it on to your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend. But that's what I'm here for. All about positivity, celebrating women, celebrating entrepreneurs, just celebrating life, because life is short. So I'm all about enjoying every day. Excuse me. So this is our woosah moment, because you know Monday is coming. And I know they say that you're supposed to appreciate every day and not just say, oh, thank God it's Friday. I want to be able to learn how to say, thank God it's Monday. But actually I can, because if I wake up on Monday, I need to be thanking God, right? So, hey, Fancy, thanks for joining us. So this is our woosah moment. It's going to look different for everybody. I'm a firm believer in creating what you want. Let's set ourselves up and let's create a great week, because great weeks don't just happen. You need to kind of create them, guide your week to where you want it to go. So what happened this week? We had the Emmy Awards. I don't know if you watched. I watched a little bit of it, and I just want to say shout out to Shirley Ralph. She won the Outstanding Supporting Actress for Abbott Elementary. And then we had Quinta Brunson, who is the creator and the writer of Abbott Elementary. She won as well for, I think, outstanding writing on a comedy series. So shout out to them. Zendaya won as well. I believe she won for Euphoria. I think it was the outstanding lead actress. I can honestly say I have not seen Euphoria, but I don't know about you. When I do see certain films win, I'm like, man, I need to watch that and kind of see what that was about. So congratulations to all those who won Emmys, especially us, because I'm always rooting for us. And yes, I am Princess. Thank you. You wake up, God did it for you. So, we need to appreciate every day. So I thank you for joining in there. Absolutely. So we had the Emmys, and then we had a couple of people who passed during the week. Yeah, I've never watched Euphoria. I think I'm gonna try it though. There were a couple of things in the Emmys that I saw that I was like, oh, that looks like that might be good. I can honestly say I never seen Squid Games, but everyone raved about Squid Games. And I think somebody said it was in another language. So I just never made time for it. Maybe I will. So anyway, we did have some deaths during the week. Queen Elizabeth II passed. Rest in peace. We also had rapper PNB Rock, who was gunned down in LA. I don't know about y'all, but I am tired. I mean, like mentally tired of seeing our people dying, and we're killing each other. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It makes you not really want to go anywhere or do anything, as if COVID wasn't enough. COVID kept us in the house, and I honestly got used to being in the house. I felt like it was my safe space, and now we're going back out. We're dipping our toe out there in public, and it's not the same. I don't know if this is a direct result of people losing their jobs, COVID, being locked up in the houses. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm tired of seeing people gunned down in the news. I'm tired of seeing our children hurt. I mean, there's so much negativity out there. That's why when I come here, I try to think about the positive, but that negative starts creeping in. But all we can do is, I know what I can do is, what I do is I pray. I pray every night. My wife and I pray before bed, because I think that's what, especially those who are married, it's essential, I think. Whoever you pray to, it's essential for a great relationship. So, but yeah, so PNB Rock, one of the things I took away from his death was, I honestly, I don't know much about him, but he was still a human being. And whether he was flashy or not, he was still a human. And the internet, it's a tug of war with social media, because as much as we love social media, it also can be to some detriment. Everybody wants to post everything and where they are and what they're doing when they're doing it, and that's not always safe. I mean, look, he posted, that he was posted up with his jewelry stuff allegedly, and then allegedly his girlfriend was there and taking pictures and posting. And I know sometimes I'm guilty of that myself. I'd be like, oh, let me get the food pics. I love making a good reel. You got to create your content and store it up. But what I took away from that, which I've been practicing over the last maybe 6 months, everything doesn't have to be for everybody, and it doesn't have to be right now. So just because you're doing it, or you're out in Fiji or Bora Bora, everybody doesn't have to know when you're there. So take the pictures, create the videos, make the content, and save the content. Just save it to your phone. It's okay. And we need to save, those who are creatives, especially online, you get to save it and post it at another date. But for your safety, it is not always the best look to put where you're at that precise time. So rest in peace to PNB Rock. I pray for his family and for the communities. And it's not just there. I mean, I'm in the Atlanta area, and let me tell you, every time I turn on the news, I'm seeing something about somebody dying or some shooting or some carjacking or unfortunately here we have to deal with sex trafficking, and I know that goes on in a lot of cities, but Atlanta is known for that. So hold your loved ones close, tell them you love them, be smart, don't always post where you are when you're there. Save that for later, store it up. Everybody doesn't need to know everything when it's happening, so you can go ahead, take the pictures, take the reels, take the videos, and when you get home, post it, because everybody doesn't wish you well, and it's sad to say, but it's the truth. So that's what I took away from all of that. Every week I'm going to try to give you some tips that I use. Now, this is me, stuff that I find handy. You can do with it what you want, research, find out if it's something that might work for you, but I'm going to tell you some tips that work for me. When I talk about sex trafficking, which is really bad here in Atlanta, one of the things I've seen in the news lately is how they are trying to incapacitate women so that they can take them. And I know growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, you couldn't go to a club without coming out and there being a little flyer on your windshield. That flyer was like, oh, come to this party next weekend or that. And you don't think anything about it. You just take it off. Oh, you might save it if it's a good party. And if not, some people toss them. I don't approve littering, but some people toss them. So, now what they're doing is they're putting things on your car. They're putting tissues laced with something that can incapacitate you on your door handle. So you go to open your door and you're like, oh, what tissue is this? Oh, let me grab it and throw it away. No, that's what they want you to do. Somebody is somewhere lurking, waiting for you to touch that tissue. And then something gets into your system, or you might wipe your nose. And the next thing you know, you're incapacitated and they swoop in. And it's a shame that we have to think this way. But one little quick tip. Go ahead and get yourself some tweezers. These are old. You can go to the dollar store, get you some throwaway tweezers. Whatever purses, book bag, or whatever you carry with you, make sure you have a pair of these in each one of those when you go out. So you don't have to think about it. Just get a couple, throw them in your major bags, and have them with you. And then when you're out there, if you find something on your car, a tissue that is on your door, don't touch it. Get you some tweezers. Just like that. And you know what else? I'm throwing the tweezers away too, because I don't think it'll be often that'll happen. But if it ever does, try to remember this conversation. Go ahead and share this with anyone you know. It doesn't have to just be women, because they will traffic boys as well. So share this information with anyone you know, anyone that you love. Just really simple. Tweezers, keep them in your bags and don't touch anything. And if you see something like that as well, don't just throw it away and go on about your business. Make sure you let somebody know. If you need to go into whatever store you were at, whatever mall you were at, if you need to call the police, let them know, hey, I was in this parking lot at this place and this was on my door. You might want to look out for that, because there may be something going on here. I'd rather be safe than sorry. That's just kind of how I live my life. So that's my tip for the week. I really feel like this is a place where we can come and share that knowledge. And I want to hear from those that are here as well, what you want to share, what you want to talk about. Because trust me, I got some good content coming, some important stuff. I want to have fun here, but I also want to educate. I want to make sure that we're informed as a community. Midterm elections are coming up, and those are super important. We don't always talk about them. We think, oh, I need to vote for the president. No, not just the president. So that's going to be coming up soon, because I know we have some important deadlines coming. And what did Fancy say? Oh, thank you. Yes, girl, get you some tweezers for you and your daughter. Absolutely. And they're so simple. You just go to the dollar store or the $1.29 store, whatever they want to call it nowadays. Go to the store, get you some tweezers, keep them in, throw them in all your stuff. And it's something simple, but it can really save your life. I'm seeing too many videos and news stories lately of, people not realizing that they're being set up. Oh, there's so much out there. Oh my gosh, I'd probably go on all night. But another thing, I don't park next to, if you got one of those creeper vans, one of those vans with the no windows, I'm not parking next to you. No, I will walk a mile, but I'm not parking next to that. And I could just be paranoid, but you got to be safe out there. This world is not like the world that I grew up in, where I had to be home when those street lights came on. And if I wasn't home, my mama was walking down the street in her house coat. And if she wasn't coming, one of my other neighbors was coming because she was coming to get her child and me. So the world is just not the same. But yes, Sandy, local legislators matter. I'm going to hopefully have an interview soon with some local legislators so we can talk about some local things and local laws. And I'm in Georgia. I'm sure you guys are all over the U.S., but you got to look into what's going on in the neighborhoods. These little, I don't want to call them little elections, these smaller elections, these local elections lead to big elections. So it's very important. I think I'll do it next Sunday. I think it's a good time for that because we're getting towards the end of September. And I believe a lot of the cutoff dates, if you haven't registered to vote, those cutoff dates are at, I think, the beginning of October. And a lot of people think they can't vote. So we'll get into all of that. So those are really important things that I want to talk about. Are there any topics that you want to talk about? I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs out there. I know I saw a couple, well, let's talk about Fancy. SwagHer Magazine, give her a round of applause. She has been building this brand for years. So I'm super excited to be here with her and with SwagHer Magazine, and I feel like this is a mutually beneficial relationship, So, but yeah, we have entrepreneurs out there. I know there's a couple that are in the room now that hopefully will get to come on to the show and talk about what they're doing, because we support entrepreneurs, we support Black women, brown women, minority, and not just women. I don't want to exclude anyone because, again, this is for everyone here, but sometimes we don't get enough kudos and we don't give ourselves enough love. So if you see a sister out there doing it this week, say you're doing it. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a little quick story from yesterday. I went to go get my lashes done. And when my lash tech got out her car, she started walking by. I was like, you better go ahead, girl. I see you doing what you're doing. I was like, girl, it takes nothing to rep and pump up your sister. So when you see them, acknowledge them, let them know, because you never know how you're going to brighten somebody's day. You don't know what they're going through. Just a, hey, girl, I see you. Hey, girl, I see you. Keep doing what you're doing can go a long way. So make sure you shout out your sisters when you see them. Yeah, my brothers. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to leave out my brothers either. Shout out your brothers too, because I tell you, being a Black woman is hard in America, but I can't imagine what it's like to be a Black man. But my brother, my Black brother, my Black father, my Black grandfather, rest in peace, who was a veteran. Like, I cannot imagine what our Black men went through and go through on the daily. Because, we can get by sometimes because we're women. We'll get spared. But Black men, they automatically think negative of our men. So don't forget to big up your sisters, and don't forget to big up your brothers when you see them in the street as well. Because that can definitely make their day. So I hope you are enjoying your time here with this Sunday setup. This is our new segment. I will be, I look forward to connecting with some of you. I want to learn more about you, talk to my entrepreneurs, talk to my parents out there. I'm a bonus mom. I want to talk to bonus moms out there. I want to talk to moms. I want to show you love. This is what this platform is about, uplifting and empowering our people. So I really hope you enjoy this segment. If you have ideas, make sure you're following me at Inner Beauty ATL on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Let me know some story ideas, some show ideas, things that you want to talk about. And don't forget that your week ahead is what you create. I know we cannot predict everything, but celebrate the small wins. The small stuff. Like, if your small win was you didn't knock Betty upside her head, at your job because she's always getting on your nerves, celebrate that win, because Betty could have got it, but she didn't. So celebrate those small wins, and those small wins will become big wins. So I really appreciate you checking out the Sunday setup. I am your girl, Dawn Michelle. I plan to meet you here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. God willing, I will meet you here next Sunday. I hope you enjoyed this time, and I look forward to connecting with more of you. So thank you all for being here. Y'all go ahead and create a great week. Thank y'all.